Welcome to Confident Connections, the podcast that helps you show up with confidence and connect with people on a deeper level. I'm Lisa Liu, and here we break down the small signals that create big impact, body language, presence, and the simple habits that help you communicate with ease, increase your influence, and magnify your impact. You'll learn how to make strong first impressions, build trust faster, and feel more confident in any conversation or setting. If you're ready to improve your communication skills and create connections that move your life and your leadership forward, you are in the right place. I'm so happy you're here today. I'm excited about today's topic because we're going to talk about the appropriate way to engage in eye contact. And it's an interesting topic because you think, okay, body language, of course, eye contact. You're supposed to make eye contact. Yes. But did you know there's a right and a wrong way to do it? That's what I want to talk to you about today. We're going to keep it brief. We're going to keep it high level. We're going to keep it really practical. But before we go any further, I want to share with you a recipe. I know, right? Like a recipe. What does that have to do with anything? Well, almost every week since beginning this podcast, I've shared with you one of my favorite products in the world, which is bone broth collagen by Paleo Valley. And the one that I talk about all the time is the chocolate because it's so delicious. And their brand is so high quality from grass-fed cattle and absolutely delicious. But listen to this recipe. It's so simple. 2 eggs, 1 banana, and 1 to 2 scoops of your bone broth collagen protein. The one that I recommend is from Paleo Valley, the chocolate. Why is this so amazing? Well, first of all, it makes an amazing pre-workout, but that collagen, it does really well when you cook with it. So not only is this a simple 3-ingredient recipe, but it's also absolutely delicious made as pancakes. Did I say pancakes or did I just throw those ingredients at you? This is a pancake recipe. I use, if you're wondering what to use for syrup, use what you want, but I personally like to keep as much sugar out of my diet as possible, so I use the Lakanto monk fruit syrup. I love it. It's delicious. But this is a great recipe, and it's just one example of one of the things that you can do with Paleo Valley's bone broth collagen. So if you would like to try it out, me and my family have been using it for years. We love it. We put it in smoothies. We cook with it. I put it in my coffee every single day. I absolutely love this stuff. I want you to go to lisaluimpact.com/bone broth. That is also down in the show notes. lisaluimpact.com/bone broth. Okay, let's get into eye contact. So you've heard that making eye contact is important. Our parents told us this when we were little, right? Look Mr. Phillips in the eye when you say yes, sir, or no, sir. We've heard this forever. So it's almost one that I shied away from. But I thought people oftentimes don't, number one, you may know to do it and not be doing it. So it's bringing awareness again. But second, there is a right and wrong way to make eye contact. So when you stare, okay, think about any time, like I go back to my childhood, Mom, Billy's staring at me. So there is a eye contact that is kind of a glare, right? It's just, sometimes it has to do with the set of your eyelids or your eyebrows. So just because you're looking at someone doesn't mean you look like you're listening to them. I want to point out that distinction because we've all had somebody look at us and make plenty of eye contact, but we felt judged, condemned, creeped out, uncomfortable. Put whatever in there you want to into that blank. We've all experienced that. So eye contact is not created equal. Similarly, we can have too little eye contact, which just brings about a feeling of low confidence, like they're not very confident. There was a gentleman I was speaking with a couple weeks ago, and when he found out I was a body language coach, he asked me, he went, well, how have I been presenting myself? And I said, would you like some honest feedback? Can I be frank with you? And he said, please. And I said, well, you didn't look at me very often. You were real interested in everything around you, and I felt like I kind of could have walked away and you may not have noticed. And he was like, oh, got it. You're right. I totally do that. I struggle with that. I think I shared in my very first episode that I also struggled with eye contact. Go back and listen because it was a pretty intense story of, I hope I shared it in episode 1, because if you go back and listen, you're like, wait, what? But yes, I know I did. But just something that happened when I was 16 years old and why I struggled with eye contact for so long. And the way that I came across was unconfident because I was. The way that I came across was small and insecure because I was. That's exactly how I was presenting myself. So understand that way too much eye contact can feel aggressive to the person across from you. Way too little just makes you appear insecure or dismissive, right? Have you ever been in a circle of people and the person that's talking is kind of looking at everybody but you, and it just kind of feels like, do you see me? I'm literally standing right here. So that lack of eye contact can also feel dismissive. So I want you to find the sweet spot. When we're engaging with somebody, we want to think about maybe 64% of the time that we're engaging with them to look at them, especially when we're talking. Now, if somebody is talking to us, we want to make sure that we don't have a glare, but we have a soft look on our face and that we are showing that we hear them by looking at them, by giving them eye contact. When you are the speaker, it is okay to look away every now and then, appropriately so. When you think of something, even right now, as I said, when you think of something, I kind of looked up and left because we do that. That's normal conversation. So what I find is that some people make eye contact to an aggressive level, not meaning to be aggressive, but when they're talking to someone, maybe they never move their eyes away from that person, and that can feel intimidating to the person you're talking to. So think about the 64% rule. Give them that eye contact about 64% of the time when you're talking to them. What that does is help them know that you see them, that you are engaging with them, but it also gives that balance of giving them a break from what could feel a little overly aggressive or assertive if you literally never look away. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you're thinking, I don't know, I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around that, try it with somebody you know and trust, like your spouse, your child. Like, say, look, let's just have a conversation. And I'm going to talk to you and I'm not going to look away. And I just want to know what you think, or just have that conversation and then just ask them after, and don't look away at all. Just like literally don't even glare away to think, or, look down and fix your shirt or whatever you would normally do in a conversation. And what you're likely going to hear from them is it just felt a little weird. Something felt a little off. It felt like you were staring at me. So I think this is an important distinction because, again, if you are a man or a woman in business, in leadership, with a team, an employee, in ministry, a human, like you are having human interaction, hopefully to some degree, every single day. And, we've talked on here before about how to be charismatic. How do we want to carry our presence, and how do we want to be perceived? Well, that begins with our body language. And one of the easiest ways is through eye contact, but eye contact done appropriately. So that's your tip for today. Think about 62%, 64% rule when it comes to eye contact. When you are speaking, give a little bit of a break, a little bit of a reprieve as you are just having a normal conversation. Don't look away suddenly and think, okay, a few seconds, now I'm going to look back, and your head snaps back. You want this to be comfortable. You want it to be conversational. Honestly, it's how you probably talk to your closest friend, your spouse, your children. But sometimes we just act weird when we're in a situation where we feel like we have to be impressive, or we want to be charismatic, or we need to make a great first impression. And we may have that little voice in the back of our head where our mom is saying, make good eye contact, Lisa. And you think, I have to look at this person's eyes the entire time. At the same time, if you're the person that struggles with eye contact, work on it. The way that I worked on eye contact after going so many years with both men and women struggling to look in their eyes because of the vulnerability, and from what I had experienced when I was 16, I just gave myself a time period. Look at them for 3 seconds, and then you can take a break. And then next time let's try it for 5 seconds. And then you can take a break. I had to work my way up because I had some baggage and just this internal dialogue going on inside that was, you're being exposed, Lisa. You may not have had any kind of experience like I had. You may just struggle with eye contact because you're not confident, or you do feel vulnerable looking at somebody, or you, I don't know, and any number of reasons that you may struggle with it. So if you err on the side of not enough eye contact, understand that that's one of the ways you help the person in front of you feel seen is by actually seeing them, looking at them, not glaring, not staring, not being creepy, but about that 62%, 64% of the time, it gives them just enough of a break, but also helps them to understand you are leaned in, you are there with them, you are present, and as you are talking, you want to make sure that they know they are part of the conversation by that 62%, 64% eye contact. Is that helpful? I hope that helps you today. I know that has been a game changer for me, an absolute game changer, because I can tell you I went from almost no contact to, I worked my way up, but I basically worked my way up to where I was staring a hole in somebody. And I'm like, okay, I've gone too far. I need to back down some. So that percentage rule really, really helped me know it's okay to look away, to take a breath, to pause, to take a drink, whatever it is, to give just a little bit of space in the conversation to where you're not staring in their eyes 100% of the time. Okay, that's it for today. There's your tip. Hope that was helpful. Look, if you're enjoying this podcast, do me a big favor. Please share it with a friend. I'm so incredibly grateful for you. I can't wait to see you next week. Until then, do not forget to make your next connection your best connection. See you next time.